Paris, Venice, Santorini. These places are on every traveler's bucket list. But what if I told you they're overrated? Today, I'm revealing the top 10 most overrated tourist destinations in Europe and the hidden gems you should visit instead. Trust me, number 4 will shock you. Stick around until the end because I'll also share my ultimate tip for avoiding tourist traps in Europe. Before we dive in, let me explain my ranking criteria. I'm judging these destinations based on crowds, prices, and whether they really live up to the hype. And don't worry, for every overrated spot, I'll give you a better alternative. Plus, I'll share some insider tips for each destination. Let's get started. At number 10, we have Prague. Sure, it's beautiful, but the crowds around Charles Bridge and Old Town Square are insane, and the prices have skyrocketed. During peak season, you'll be shoulder to shoulder with tourists, and good luck finding a reasonably priced meal. Instead, try visiting Brno, Czech Republic's second largest city. It's just as charming, with stunning architecture, vibrant nightlife, and way fewer tourists. Plus, Brno is a foodie's paradise. Don't miss their traditional Czech pastries. Coming in at number 9 is Amsterdam. It's iconic, but honestly, it's kind of a letdown with its overcrowded canals and overpriced attractions. The Anne Frank House is a must-see, but the lines can take hours. And the red light district, it's more of a tourist trap than anything else. Instead, head to Utrecht. It's like a mini Amsterdam with picturesque canals, cozy cafes, and a fraction of the crowds. Utrecht also has a stunning Dom Tower and a laid-back vibe that's perfect for a relaxing getaway. Number 8 might surprise you. It's Santorini. While it's popular on Instagram, the reality doesn't always match the photos. The narrow streets of Oia are packed with tourists, and the famous sunset views. Good luck finding a spot without a crowd. For a better experience, check out Milos. It's less crowded, more affordable, and has some of the most stunning beaches in Greece. Don't miss Sarakiniko Beach with its moon-like landscape, or the colorful fishing villages of Klima and Mandrakia. At number 7, we have Barcelona. It's a classic, but it's become way too commercialized, especially around La Rambla. The Sagrada Familia and Park Güell are stunning, but the crowds and long lines can ruin the experience. Instead, visit Valencia. It's like stepping back in time with incredible architecture, delicious food, and a laid-back vibe. Valencia is also home to the futuristic city of arts and sciences and some of the best paella in Spain. Number 6 is Venice. It's on every travel blog, but trust me, there are better options. The canals are magical, but the crowds and tourist traps can make it feel more like a theme park than a historic city. Skip the hype and head to Bologna. You'll get the same Italian charm, incredible food, and historic architecture, but without the tourist trap. Bologna is also known as the food capital of Italy. Don't leave without trying their famous tagliatelle al ragu. Halfway through the list, we have Dublin. It's a fun city, but the crowds in Temple Bar and the high prices can ruin the experience. The Guinness Storehouse is a must-visit, but the lines can be overwhelming. For a more peaceful alternative, try Galway. It's just as lively with traditional Irish music, colorful streets, and a welcoming vibe. Galway is also the gateway to the stunning cliffs of Moher and the Aran Islands. Now here's the one you've been waiting for. Number 4, Paris. It's one of the most famous cities in the world, but honestly, it's overrated. The Eiffel Tower and Louvre are iconic, but the crowds and high prices can make it feel more stressful than romantic. Instead, visit Lyon. It's less crowded, more affordable, and has incredible food, stunning architecture, and a rich history. Lyon is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site with hidden traboules, secret passageways that are fun to explore. At number 3, we have Edinburgh. It's a bucket list destination, but the reality often disappoints, especially during the Fringe Festival when the city is packed. For a better experience, check out Inverness. It's a hidden gem with stunning landscapes, historic sites, and a peaceful atmosphere. Inverness is also the gateway to the Scottish Highlands and Loch Ness, perfect for nature lovers. Number 2 is Rome. It's beautiful, but the crowds and prices can ruin the experience. Colosseum and Vatican City are must-sees, but the lines can take hours. Instead, head to Florence. It's just as stunning, with world-class art, incredible food, and a more intimate feel. Don't miss the Uffizi Gallery or the breathtaking views from Piazzale Michelangelo. And finally, the most overrated tourist destination in Europe is Mykonos. It's iconic, but it's become a victim of its own success, with overcrowded beaches and sky-high prices. Instead, visit Naxos. It's a true hidden gem with pristine beaches, charming villages, and a more authentic Greek experience. Naxos also has incredible ancient ruins and some of the best seafood in the Cyclades. Before we wrap up, here are my top tips for avoiding tourist traps in Europe. These strategies will save you time, money, and frustration on your next trip. Let's dive in. First, travel off-season. Visiting popular destinations in the shoulder season, spring or fall, means fewer crowds, lower prices, and a more authentic experience. For example, instead of visiting Santorini in July, go in May or September. You'll get better photos, shorter lines, and more personalized service. Second, stay outside the city center. Hotels and restaurants in touristy areas are often overpriced and crowded. Instead, book accommodation in a quieter neighborhood and use public transportation to explore. For example, in Paris, stay in Montmartre or Le Marais instead of near the Eiffel Tower. You'll save money and experience a more local vibe. Third, eat where the locals eat. Tourist traps often have overpriced, mediocre food. Instead, ask locals for recommendations or look for restaurants filled with locals. In Italy, avoid eating near major landmarks and seek out trattorias in residential areas. In Spain, try tapas bars away from the main squares. You'll get better food at a fraction of the price. So, what do you think? Do you agree with my list? Or do you think I'm completely wrong? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'll be back soon with another ranking. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.